Hello guys, it's April the 3rd, 2024. It's a really beautiful day today. Out checking cows. We've been kind of busy, so I haven't done a video in a little bit, so I figure a good place to start would be to maybe just give you guys an update on what's going on. I've got to go to all the farms today to check on stuff. Melissa and the kids are out of town for the week. It's spring break week. I'm off work today, so I'll be going out checking all the farms and just giving you guys an update, kind of talk about what we've been doing over the last month, and kind of show you guys what we've been up to and why we've been so busy, and what we've been doing. So yeah, here we go. So we're at the rental farm in Spencer County. There are 46 spring calving cows that started calving about 10 days ago. So far everything's gone okay. We've had about 24 calves on the ground, so 24 out of 46 a calf so far, and that's only been in the first 10 days. So that's going well. Yeah, so I'll show you some videos of some of the calves and then we'll head on to the next farm. Okay, so at this farm we had used, last year we used 1 Hereford bull and 2 Red Angus bulls. So I'm sure you noticed some of the calves have a white face or some white on their face. That usually either comes from the Hereford bull, or if the cow has a white face, then sometimes her calf will too. So we're heading out of from Spencer County, heading back to Shelbyville, Shelby County. So we'll go to the next farm. All right, we're back in Shelby County. I'm going to show you the area where we had done the bell grazing. This is where our registered cows are. I've talked about us not having a real high stock density here this year. We're kind of destocked. We've only got 16 cows here. I think 11 of the 16 have calved already. They also started around March the 20th. So I'll walk you through and show you what the bell grazing area looks like, and then we'll go check calves. Okay guys, sorry about the wind, but this is the high density area where we just strip grazed this winter. And then there's the middle fence to my right is where we bell grazed again this winter. There's where we fed hay last year. This is where we fed hay this year. So I'll walk through that. So this is where a hay roll was fed last year. You can see there's starting to be some grass grow up through that decomposing hay. So that's, should be decent grass this year once we get a little further into spring. Okay, you can kind of see a line of rows where we had fed the hay rolls there, and then there's kind of another section over there where they'd been fed. They've been off this area for about 2 weeks, so you can see it's already the grass is already starting to grow back. Everybody seems to be laying down, taking it easy up there on the hill there. Again, these are all but one of these cows are registered Red Angus. A couple black ones that are Sim Angus, but mainly all registered Red Angus and bred to registered bulls. So all the calves are registered, or can be registered. All the calves are looking okay today, so we're getting ready to head out and head to the other farm. Okay, so you know, as you can see, all these cows calve out on pasture. That's one of the reasons we like to wait until around March the 20th to calve, is that way the grass is starting to green up and the cows you know, are starting to eat less hay and they eat more grass, and they all calve out on pasture. They're not put up in pens or anything, so it makes it easier from a management standpoint. And then we also use calving ease bulls. That way we have less risk of having calving problems. So yeah, so we'll head to the next farm. It's lunchtime. If you guys are ever in the big town of Baghdad, make sure you can go to B&N Food Market, get a cheeseburger and fries, and say hello to Buckshot. All right, now we're at our farm. Here's the South Pole bull that we bought back in November, I guess. So I sorted him out of the fall calving cows last week. And I've got a steer and a heifer over there. Those are the ones we're going to be processing for beef in about a month. So I sorted them out so they can fatten up a little bit. And again, since they're grass finished, they're just fattening up on grass. But I sorted them out of the main group. The heifer was a 2-year-old heifer that didn't breed, and the steer is obviously, you know, a steer. He's about 2.5. So we'll take them the end of April to the processor. Now we're at the farm in Baghdad, the farm that we own, Shelby County. I'll show you, we've got about 3 different groups of cattle here, not including the group I just showed you, as far as the bull and the two we're processing in a month. We've got a group of weanlings and yearlings that are running together, and then I've got a group of cows in the back, and then I've got a group of about 9 bulls running together. So I'll kind of show you what's going on here. So these are weanlings and yearlings. The blue tags are cows that are registered. The yellow tags are calves that were born in the fall, and the white tags are calves that were born last spring. So there's about 45 altogether in here. They can go down below the hill there. They're not all locked in this lot. There's about a 2 or 3 acre field below me that they can go down into. Since I just weaned these, I am actually feeding them about 100 pounds of grain a day, but I'm only going to do that for a week. So I basically do that just to help settle them down, make sure nobody gets sick. Again, these that are going to be grass finished won't be grass finished for another year and a half. So again, just going to feed them enough, that way they know what the bunk is, and that way they're going to be, you know, keep an eye on them, make sure everybody stays healthy. And then after they settle down, I'll put them out on grass. About a little over half of these are going to go to a farm that we're going to rent. That's a new farm this year. And then the other 15 or so are going to go to one of our friends that's going to custom graze for us over the summer. So with those cows we just showed you, the plan is to take the older ones that are just now turning a year old to the rental farm. I'm planning on doing that next week. They have not been in that small of an area all winter, so they're in a 2 or 3 acre field now. They had a run of about 10 acres over the winter, and were on hay and what little pasture was there. I am feeding them hay right now, and I've got some better quality square bale hay. I've been feeding them that as well as like a lesser quality round bale. And then as far as the little bit of feed we're giving them for this week, mainly that's because we just weaned the fall calving cows last Saturday, so it'd be 4 days ago. So I'm just doing that to get them settled down. The guy I take them to wants them to be trained to know what a bunk is. That way, if he needs to catch them or something, then he can get them up that way. But again, they'll be on grass. And again, I'm feeding them 45 head, 2 50-pound bags. So that's 100 pounds per 45 head. So they're getting about 2 pounds a day right now. And that's just enough just to have them learn what feed is. And I usually use feed as a treat. So basically the way I see feed is, if I need to catch cows, like if I need to work the cows or give them, you know, catch them in the pen, then the 1 day a year I need to catch them, I can put some feed in there and they'll come up and I can hold them in there that way and they'll be calm and gentle and I don't have to run them around the field. So it's part of a, I guess like I say, I see feed more as a treat rather than like a daily need. So again, that's kind of what's going on. I'll show you the other groups of cows. I didn't want to dwell on that, but I did want to kind of be fully transparent and kind of show how we manage things. Okay, here's our bulls that are out on grass. There's about 9 in this group. I apologize about the wind. I'm sitting in the truck right now, but I'm getting ready to go outside, so I apologize if it's windy. Here's our 2 other Weanling red Angus bulls that we raised. I really like this bull. We'll see how he turns out, but he's just now turning a year old. Bull behind him, same way, just now turning a year old. They were overwintered on just round bale hay and on pasture. These bulls are half brothers. They're out of the same cow. So this one closest to us walking away is he'll be 2 years old in September, and this one turned 2 last September. This guy closest to us on the left is a 3-year-old bull. We used him on the registered cows last year. He's turned out to be a really pretty bull. That's the 4-year-old there. And this is the 3-year-old. Here's a little better look at the 3-year-old bull. And then here's the 4-year-old bull again. Again, those bulls are all bulls that we've raised except the South Pole bull. And the South Pole's, we bought him as a weanling last fall. So all the red Angus that we raised, we overwinter them on just hay and pasture, and then they're just grazing the rest of the year. We don't put them up on grain. You know, they're either on just pasture hay and or just grass. So I've been pleased. This group of bulls is looking good. You know, and we've tried to keep bulls out of cows that have bred on time every year and had a calf on time every year. So we're fairly new to this. You know, the oldest bull that we've raised is probably, I guess, the 4-year-old. So again, we've had to cull through a lot of animals to get the ones that work well for us, but I think we're on the right track. It's just going to take time to develop. I'll show you the cows here in a second. So here's our last group of cows we're checking on today. Okay, I think I may have found a spot to get out of the wind a little bit. Now the cows are going to start talking. This is there's about 50 head altogether here. About 25 of these calved back in the fall, and we just weaned their calves. The rest of them are getting ready to calve here starting now. And there's about 7 steers in this group. So this is the main group that I'm going to be grazing on our farm this summer. They've got a run of about 10 acres. Basically the hillside to my right. I've got them on hay and some grass, basically trying to let the rest of the farm grow and get ahead of them before we start grazing. So this is the last group that we're checking on today. This is one of the new little calves. His mom's the first calf heifer. Kind of small, but we're doing okay. These cows are also the ones we had fed hay in like the sacrifice area in the back of the field. We fed them in a different field than they're in now, but I'll show you what that looks like as we walk out. So I'm standing in the control area below me. That's where we had fed hay this winter, and then on top of the hills where we fed hay. I'll walk up that way and show you what it looks like now. This is where we fed hay this year, and this is where we fed hay last year. And again, that's this year. This is last year. You can see how this clover is coming up. I did not plant that. This is volunteered in. There's grasses that are also growing. So there are some weeds as well, but again, you can see, I believe you'll be able to see how much lusher this is once you start to get grass to grow. This is an area where we had fed that had gotten really, really muddy. So I fed in a lot of hay here. You can see parts of it don't have anything growing yet. There's a little bit of grass wanting to start growing, but again, And then, but you can see around the periphery how green it is. And again, this is only after 2 or 3 weeks of rest. So I'll be able to graze this area this summer, but again, it's going to take about a year for that hay to decompose. So I think that's pretty much all the cows. The only cows you did not see, we have about 35 just coming 2-year-old steers and heifers in Winchester. That's going to be the bulk of our beef that'll be processed this summer. So we'll be taking cattle to the processor in May, June, July, and then more in the fall. And then I've got a friend that's already got about 20 steers that are yearlings, just turning a year old, that are just he lives not very far from here. So yeah, that's kind of an overview of everything. I wanted to kind of show you what things look like right now. I figured the best way to do that is to show you all the farms, and since I was going to be checking them all today, again, the kids and Melissa are out of town. They're actually on a 4-H trip. They're going to a bunch of farms. They're going to Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas, touring a bunch of farms and stockyards and some universities. Should be, I think they've had a great time so far. So yeah, so I'm kind of holding down the fort while they're gone. I was off work today. I worked the beginning of the week and I worked the rest of the week on call this weekend. So again, I'm not complaining, just been busy and haven't had time to do a lot of videos. As far as what we've been up to the last month, I did plant the crop field into grass back in March the 13th and 14th. So I'll show you, I'll do a video on that and kind of explain what we did there. That grass is starting to germinate, which is great. We did some fencing kind of late fall and also this winter. We put up some timeless fence on the new part of the farm. I'll show you that. The next big project is going to be putting in water line. So I've got to put in new water line on the farm. So that's going to be coming up in the next month or so. So I haven't had a lot of time to take videos, but I wanted to kind of update you and kind of show you, you know, kind of give you guys a behind the scenes, if you're, you know, for lack of a better word. So yeah, I'm going to feed these weanlings and yearlings here. I got to feed them some hay. And I may try to kind of scout where I want to put the water line in after that. Then I'll probably head out. So again, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys maybe gave you a little insight in how we manage things, how we do things, and hope you guys have a good day. Thank you.